Let us become complete. I say to you all, do not try to know where it is I have come from, or how I have come to know the truth I teach. I say to you all, do not try to know what it is I do, or where I am going. I cannot be understood through man's common sense. People do not know me. They live simply judging me with their self-centeredness. I say to you all, you must understand the principle that among the ordinary exists the extraordinary, just as man may teach others because man exists. A person who is truth must come forth in order for man to become truth. If one were not truth, then man would not be able to be reborn as truth. I say to you all, the whole of the universe is alive and is already enlightened. However, man is not enlightened, for he has lived self-centeredly. May you all repent and be reborn as truth. Once you repent, all that remains is the mind of Buddha and of God. The living, eternal, and never-changing existence is God, Buddha, truth, and the Creator. Every creation that exists is a representation of the Creator and is thus alive. But only man is trapped in his delusions, which are his attachments. He alone is trapped in his tomb and is thus dead. He who has been absolved of his sins will be eternal and will not die. He who has been absolved of his sins will have the seal of God on his forehead, and thus will not die but live doing the work of heaven. He who has reached completion while alive will not die, for he is truth. He who is born into eternal heaven while he is alive, does heaven's work while he is alive, and accumulates heavenly blessings, is a person who is truth. He who does the work of heaven will have the glory of heaven and will accumulate his blessings in heaven. One's blessings are one's own, but there seems to be no toyin, a person walking the path of truth. No one who understands the logic that one's blessings exist in heaven according to how much of it one has accumulated. Though I have come from heaven, man does not know me. This is because divine beings cannot be seen by the eyes of man. Only a person who is a toyin is able to recognize a toyin. Everything man knows is a lie that stems from the attachments of his false mind. But with it he discerns and judges, for he lives not knowing that the mind is his image. A divine being is one whose self has completely died, and has thus been reborn as the perfect truth. He is Buddha, God, and the universe that is before and beyond the universe. The mind of this universe is the existence for which there is no existence that is wider, larger, lower, or higher, and he who has this mind is a divine being and a toyin. In man's delusional mind, there is not even the slightest hint of Buddha or God. He who has the widest, largest, lowest, and highest mind is one who has been reborn as Buddha and God. When one does not exist, then he is in the state of truth. He who has completely died is one who the infinite Creator has become reborn as. Therefore, such is resurrection and rebirth as the child of truth. This universe is alive and already complete. This universe is already enlightened. but only man lives with countless delusions inside him. He is trapped inside himself and is dead. On the other hand, a person who is alive is one who has abandoned his delusional self, along with all that is his, has been reborn, and is alive in eternal heaven while he is still living. The living know the dead, but the dead do not know that they themselves are dead. Only when we wake up from our dreams do we know that those dreams were delusions and are completely false. Man's life is like a dream, and so he lives ignorant of the fact that his life is false. From God's and Buddha's point of view, man lives in a dream, just like the dreams he has. Truth is reality, and from its point of view, the whole of creation is alive. This world is already perfect, but because man sees all things from his narrow human mind, he does not know whether the whole of creation is alive or dead. Abandon all that is yours and have the greatest mind, so that you may become truth and have the land of truth in you. It is from the Creator that all things of the universe came forth. The Creator is the infinite universe that is before and beyond the universe. In the universe, there are stars, the moon, the sun, as well as earth. Where did all of these things come from? They all came from the universe that is before and beyond the universe. Even in science class, we learned all creations came from the universe. This universe is, in itself, the eternal truth. It is the Creator as well as God and Buddha. The universe before and beyond the universe is God and Buddha who are the Creator. And it is from this Creator that all creations of the universe came forth, and to Him all creations will return. From this Creator, all things are born according to condition, live according to condition, and die according to condition. Buddhism teaches that all creations are born through earth, water, fire, and wind, while Christianity teaches that all creations are created by God. The Christian view is the one seen from God's perspective. God, who is the whole, and who is the universe that is before and beyond the universe. The Buddhist view is the one that recognizes the conditions that bring about creation. Though these two views may sound different, they are one and the same. Truth is the Creator, and by truth all things are created. People are bound in their words, and so if some words are different from their own, people disregard them, which is why people will never be able to know that the Christian view and the Buddhist view are the same, because they try to understand these views from their own perspectives, which are their own self-centered point of views. When seen from truth's point of view, or in other words, the whole's point of view, there is only one truth. Though the exact wording may differ, whether we say that all things were created by the Creator, or that all things were created according to the conditions of creation, earth, water, fire, and wind, both are one and the same.